Back. I'm back. Okay. So, um, also I'm not 100%, but I feel a lot better and I needed that day of rest. I'm glad that I took it. And let me move my head out of the way. Because I don't want you guys to miss my little thumbnail here. I have Michael Jackson, King of Pop with Barbara Walters, so you guys can probably guess I'm going to do a reaction to the 1997 interview that Michael Jackson did with Barbara Walters. This was my first time actually watching it all the way through. I hope you guys can see me. And I still haven't, or I should say, I hope you guys can actually see my little backdrop. I hope you guys can see my King of Pop backdrop over here. And I keep saying I'm going to do it and I haven't done it yet, where I need to put MJ on this side and put Barbara or whoever I have for the topic on that side. But dang it, it's all good. I'll just from time to time, if you guys see me off screen, it's because I'm going like this so you guys can see. Okay, but yeah, so this is my first time actually watching the interview all the way through. I've heard bits about it and how Barbara was really, rest in peace, Barbara. And I do say that with respect, because they're both gone now. But I heard a lot about how disrespectful she was to MJ in that interview, which not surprised in the fact that, and I mentioned this on a previous live, that because a lot of people could pretty much gauge Michael Jackson's temperance, like they could pretty much tell that, they could push the envelope a little bit when it came to how they spoke to him, just because Michael Jackson always pretty much, he had a good attitude, and brushed off a lot of things that maybe other celebrities would not in interviews or otherwise. He had a good attitude, very classy. And then, oh wait, I'm sorry, you guys know I got ADD. Do you guys notice that's a little bit brighter up in here? This is like the first live I've done while it's still daylight. So can't wait to play it back and actually see if it makes a difference, because I got my fake light here, my little fluorescent light, but I also have like both windows open. So hopefully, I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, oh yeah, also I forgot to do my little spiel. For you guys that are not new to this, you guys are true to this, and you guys are returning viewers or subscribers, welcome back. And for those of you guys who are just new to the channel, my name is Leila Michelle. Thank you for checking me out. I hope that you subscribe, hit the bell, hit the note, so anytime something new gets uploaded, you'll be the first to know about any new content. So please do that. Also, I'm wondering if I should actually go over my other platforms first, since my last live, I realized after the fact that I didn't even pull up the screen and show you guys my website or, my other platforms. I'm not going to interrupt the mode because I've already started talking about the interview a little bit, so I'll save it till the end. But if I forget, I hope somebody hops on here and reminds me. But okay, so let me get back into it. Like I was saying, overall, I do feel like most people, whether they're fans, paparazzi, whatever, just straight up reporters, could pretty much gauge Michael Jackson's level of calm. He was always pretty calm and cool, pretty collected when it came to the press, always very classy, always wave, smile to his fans and all that. And I think because of that, a lot of reporters, journalists knew who to kind of pull it with a little bit. Now, on the scale for this interview, this 1997 interview that Michael Jackson did with Barbara, I would say the level of disrespect clearly was nowhere up there with Bashir. Clearly, it was not, I don't think it was as bad as Oprah. I would say maybe somewhere around there. I would, maybe her and Oprah were battling it out for, who was as disrespectful, I would say, to MJ during the interview. But initially, this interview was supposed to be, at least this was a 2020 interview. I don't even know if 2020 still comes on. I think it does it. I don't know. But anyway, this was a 2020 interview that Barbara Walters did, and the way that it was kind of introduced was more like, oh, let's have a chat with probably the last person on earth who knows what it's like, because they were referring to Princess Diana, Lady Diana, her death in 1997. And they were saying, let's have a sit down chat with the last person who knows what it's like to be as covered, to receive as much coverage, which they were right. Michael Jackson, I think when I read some facts on it or whatever, I think her funeral was only viewed a little bit more than Michael's by like a few 100,000, but they both were up there in terms of the coverage and all that. But okay, clearly, obviously, as he was alive, she was saying, she was framing the interview in a way that was like, let's have this sit down and find out what he thinks about paparazzi. He's the last person that could really identify with as much coverage as what Lady Diana received, and ultimately led to her demise, running from the paparazzi. Let's see what he has to say. And what I didn't care, let me just put this out really quickly because I want to provide my reaction to it. What I didn't like so much about the way that Barbara conducted the interview was that, to me, she really didn't seem to empathize. I think Michael Jackson was very open. I think he was very open and very candid when he said, like, the Jacko, what were they calling him? Wacko Jacko, some crazy stuff the tabloids had. He said that was hurtful. Those type of taglines that the press, that the tabloids use are hurtful to him, and that, it's just not nice. Because then later the interview also kind of got into his firstborn, I believe, and him saying that he didn't want that title to rub off on his child, and he wanted his child to, be able to go to school and just, certain things. But you could just see, I think at one point he even said to Barbara, like, that's not nice, is it? That's not nice. And she just looked and went on to the next question. I mean, I think her lack of empathy with, him being so candid and being so open, I thought that sucked. I didn't like that. Like I say, in terms of just how, let me move my head out of the way real quick. So you guys can see Mike behind me, because I feel like if someone clicks on, they think I'm just talking about Barbara, but okay. Can you guys see MJ? You can see him okay? Okay, good. Yeah, so that much I didn't care for. The level, now there was a portion, because one of my subscribers, I don't know if it was Marquise, shout out to you, Marquise. I don't know if it was Jay, shout out to you, who had mentioned, I forgot, I don't know what the topic was of that live, but had mentioned Barbara Walters' interview and if I had seen it, and that she was really disrespectful to Mike. She did say eccentric. She did call him eccentric in so many words. Yeah, I guess that's the same as calling somebody weird. This is, okay, I'm gonna kind of play devil's advocate a little bit. And I'm a huge fan of the King of Pop, so nobody like get on me in the comments and stuff like that or think that I'm in some way siding with Barbara Walters, because I'm not. But I think what made Michael Jackson so cool and so okay, I'm gonna censor myself. What made him and made him so just huge was because he was such an individual. He wasn't, from his style, the way he danced, the way he sang, the way he dressed was so original. Like, he was not trying to dress or be like anybody else. And I like that in the interview she did make some references to saying that the way that he dressed many times, like, was asking for a lot of attention. That he was asking for the paparazzi, which I thought was like stupid to say. Like, come on. People dress how they want to dress. They carry themselves how they want to carry themselves, not necessarily because they want, people jumping out of bushes and stuff taking pictures of them. But I think, yes, in so many ways, yes, I do think Michael Jackson was a bit eccentric. I think that, but I like that. I think that's what so many people around the world, I think that's why Michael Jackson was so embraced, because he was so different. He was very different. He was so original. And still, I think it'll probably be another lifetime before, there's another artist or entertainer that comes along that really comes with some originality. But Michael Jackson was extremely talented and extremely original. So I could see, too, the way he dressed. A lot of things about him could have come off as being very, eclectic, just different, very eccentric. But I think that's kind of what made Michael Jackson so cool. But it was a bit on the insulting side. But I guess that, as a journalist or whatever, I do think a lot of times that they feel like, okay, well, if I don't hit X, Y, Z and I don't ask them this, that, and the third, then I didn't conduct a good interview. So maybe that was just on her list to check off or whatever. I don't know. But it started off in a way of like, tell me your experiences with the paparazzi. What do you think? But that, of course, that topic of discussion gracefully kind of moved on into the next, which was him selling photos of his newborn, which to me, that's like, he has every right. If anybody's going to make money off of pictures being sold, and he explained why he did, because Barbara tried to get on him a little bit about like, okay, well, if you feel like, no, I think she put it in a way of like, you can't, one minute you want the press and then the next minute you don't want the press around. Like, you can't really pick and choose when you're covered. And if you really feel this way, why did you sell pictures of your newborn to the tabloids? Why did you do that? And first of all, I don't really feel like Michael has to, or he had to justify. He could sell, if it's his own pictures, he could sell whatever he wants to. Everybody else is making money off of the stuff. Why should he not at least be able to select the images, what he wants to be put out into the public? But the explanation that he gave, which I completely believe, was that from the moment that his child was born, there were helicopters just hovering over his house, hovering over the hospital. And that he said that even the doctors and everybody, the staff at the hospital was like, we've had celebrities to come in here before and never experienced anything like this. So he felt like, in a way, at least that's the way it was phrased in the interview, that in a way it was kind of just to have some of that to subside a bit. And he said that someone had sold a fake picture of a child that was not his and was claiming that that was a picture of his child, and it wasn't. So that was kind of his answer to that. But through it, Barbara Walters' attitude seemed to be more like, lack of empathy for Michael, when he was saying that a lot of times he can't go here, he can't go there, and that there should be, at some level, like certain boundaries that the press should not breach. That just, at a certain level, it's disrespectful and it's mean. And he was completely right. Her expression through it was very stoic, which is not a surprise anyway, because she, I guess she considers herself to be part of, or she was part of the press. But he really seemed to want to make a difference between like the press and tabloids. meaning, and I'm guessing what he meant by that. Can you guys see him? Am I blocking him? Every time I look up, I'm like realizing that maybe you guys don't see. Which was that there's certain like trashy type of coverage, like the whole Wacko Jacko, whatever they were calling him, that kind of stuff. I do think that publications certain should be held accountable when they put those type of titles out. But let me ask you guys, I don't even think that, I mean, at least I haven't noticed. Now I think it's just more like candy bars and gum and stuff. They don't even have certain tabloids out like they did back then, right? Hey, how's it going? I don't know. Wait, let me see. I'm trying to see. Wait, I just zoomed in on you guys. Okay, it's in a different language, but welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm sorry, even though I should be able to see with as much light that's coming in through the windows, and I should be able to see, with this fluorescent light over here, it actually is a little bit blinding. So if I'm staring at it a long time, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was in a different language. But thank you so much for joining. And hopefully, after this live processes, you will have the option to Google Translate, I hope, to your language and add in on the conversation, I hope. Message retracted. I don't know. I hope it was something nice said in another language, but maybe just because it was a different language. I don't know. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So you guys let me know. Now I think celebrities have to worry more about like maybe somebody making a meme of them and then that meme going viral, but I don't think there's so many different ways to take in information now. A lot of it is virtual through the internet and things like that. I don't think people really Sorry, guys. I don't know if you just went out or not. I got a phone call. I'm sorry. I just sent it away. I hope it didn't interrupt, which it might have. I'll be able to play back and watch. Oh, what the heck? It just, what happened to my screen? Oh, hold on, you guys. But this is the pleasures of it being live. You guys get to watch all this stuff, okay? I got to pull back up we can't have that. What the freak? I'm sorry, you guys. I gotta have my MJ screensaver. I'm getting kind of peed a little bit here. I gotta have my MJ screensaver. That will not do. Pissed. Okay, we're back, and we are back live. Okay, I wanted to say that. But anyway, so I don't even think like. Nowadays, I'm not saying that it's not, that there's not paparazzi and there's not press and that there's not coverage, because now there is, but it's more on the internet, different sources that you might use to take in information. But I mean, back then, back in the day, tabloids did really hold a lot of power, and they did have the ability to really project off what other people thought of celebrities and what was happening in their lives by just simple title coverage and stuff. So, but now, thankfully, I don't think that people have as much now, I mean, stuff can go viral super quickly, but it's not necessarily based off of one journalist that gives something that, I don't know, whatever Justin Bieber did that, give it a funky title, and now everybody is calling Justin Bieber like that because of whatever title the journal, I don't think that they have as much power, because now it's so many different channels made available to people to take in information. So, but back in the day, tabloids did hold a lot of power. They had the power of the pen, really, Um, so yeah, I did think that Barbara Walters seemed to lack empathy, which I did not like. Opposed to her, like at no point did she really seem to act like, now whether she got it or not, I don't know. At no point did she seem like she really understood that she got where he was coming from, and that no, celebrities don't have the ability to turn on and off per se when they're covered, but at the same time there should be some boundary set in terms of the way the press is able to cover celebrities and stuff. Sorry if it's a lot of noise too, you guys. I got my window open, so if you guys hear like some music or something like that, okay. Hopefully it's not too clear where I get the copyright issue with YouTube. Hopefully not. What else? What else, Mike? I'm trying to think. Don't you guys love how I just turn my head over and I refer to him? But oh, also, okay. So I have 2 more points on this. 2 more points. Also, how I felt about this is that Michael and Princess Diana were in kind of 2 separate categories of celebrity. MJ did not have the option. You could almost say he was just born into it, right? He was groomed to be an entertainer and clearly surpassed that as a prodigy. Like he knows nothing else other than being in the spotlight. So you could say that a lot of his life, he didn't have that option that most people do when they decide, okay, I want to take this career path, or I want to actively pursue this, and then whatever comes with it is kind of like what comes with it. MJ was just groomed right into it, and did that from whatever, the age of 5 all the way up until his death, 50. So he really didn't have many options. Princess Diana, Lady Diana as well, just kind of had her life to unfold, in the public's eye as well. So to me, Barbara Walters, her stance on like, or her lack of empathy, it seemed, of like, you can't just turn on and off when you want the press to cover you. You can't, like, I understand what she's saying in a sense. But to me that did not apply to Michael Jackson, because heck, that's all that, like, he was born into that, which I think is very different. And same with Princess Diana, maybe not exactly born right into that, but a lot of that was really out of her hands in terms of just her level of celebrity and how much she was covered. Now, I get the point that I do understand the point that Barbara Walters was making when it comes to other celebrities. And I'm going to kind of play devil's advocate a little bit, but I understand that point of view. And I think Leonardo DiCaprio, he said this once or twice, and this could be why he was blackballed for a little bit. Like, it took him a long time to win an Oscar. And he's an excellent actor. But his stance was, with the whole paparazzi thing, was that basically, what you're getting yourself into when you become, or you go into Hollywood and you're trying to become a celebrity. Like, what you're getting yourself into. I think that does apply, but I don't think it applied to Michael Jackson. Like, you could just say he was, whatever, Prince, king, born to the throne, like that. It was really out of his hands. And he never, I don't think, had that conscious moment to say, this is what I want to do, and I'm ready for, hell or hot water, whatever comes with it. He never had that option, and neither did Princess Diana. Now, for other celebrities that maybe started off as whatever, I don't know, waitresses, or, working fast, whatever, doing just those type of jobs, and decided like, okay, I'm gonna do whatever it takes because I want to make it in Hollywood, and they push hard, and they finally get their breakthrough film or commercial or whatever, and then boom, they blow up, and they're covered every minute, every second of the day. Okay, well, at some point, and I'm still not saying that boundaries should not be set by the press. You know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't be able to pop up under a stall, which was the example that Michael Jackson gave, like literally just trying to go use the restroom. He'll hear because paparazzi has somehow found their way into the stall next to him and trying to take pictures. You know, like, that's just taking it too far. So I do think that there are boundaries that should be set. And then I've also seen where some paparazzi get like downright aggressive with celebrities, like physically aggressive. And that just should not be tolerated, but maybe that is something that the whatever publication, whatever media outlet that they work for would have to set that precedent. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it would have to, somewhere on that chain, somebody has to create some type of boundary and make sure that people stick to that, make sure that reporters, journalists stick to that. But, it is what it is. But that's kind of my feelings on it. I feel like I get the point that Barbara Walters was making about, you can't pick and choose when you want somebody to cover you and when you don't. But that, to me, does not apply to the celebrity status that Michael Jackson was at. And as well for Princess Lady Diana. Like, that they were in a different stratosphere when it comes to celebrity dumb. Okay, I'm making up words and stuff, y'all. Just flow with it. So yeah, so those were my thoughts on that. What else? So Barbara, what else did Barbara bring up? She also was like, now, one thing I did like, at least she didn't ask him. He did few little dance moves because he was showing how he kept his child from crying, or what he would do to make his child laugh when his child was crying. But at least she didn't do like Bashir and Oprah, trying to make him do little dance moves and stuff. Now, if he's in the mood to do that, that's different. But like, it's something about that, like that whole, like, do that trick you do that, now if the celeb is down for it, which a lot of times I think Michael Jackson was just trying to appease. I think he came from an era where he was groomed as a celebrity to be polite, to work with the press, work with your fans and stuff. If you're asked certain things, you do things even when you don't feel like it. And there's nothing wrong with it. At certain times when he was asked to moonwalk or whatever it was, maybe he was in the mood for that. But, a lot of them like, do that trick. I did like that she didn't ask him to do that. Thankfully, she didn't ask him to stand up and do that. And then again, maybe, because at the time also, that's why you guys see him in his outfit, because he was doing the history tour. Maybe she didn't take it there because of the tone, which was talking about, the death of Princess Diana. And he was saying how, he had canceled one of his concerts, and then did like a nice big like memorial dedication tour where her pictures were up on the mega screens and stuff, and it was music. So maybe because of that she didn't, but I was glad that she didn't. I'm like, good, finally. Although Mike, I think he was so good-spirited, he probably would have did it anyway, regardless of the occasion. But yeah, I just wanted to share my reaction. I don't know how, let's see, I don't want it too short. Oh, okay, so now I know what I could do. Now I do want to show you guys, go into my website, which is LeilaMichelle.com. Very soon I will, LeilaMichelle.com, it has a nice mix of things from merchandise to different platforms that you guys can find me on. If you find me on there, please feel free to follow, support me on other platforms, as well as you can subscribe and be part of like the mailing list, Or if you just want to contact me, anything business related, you can contact me at LeilaMichelle3, the number 3, at gmail.com. And I'm going to show that to you guys real quickly. But what is it? Probably because I'm not 100%. I'm like having a lot of mind farts right now, you guys. I am, but it's all good. Hi. Hey, the official Leon Gaming. What's up? Hey. And then for you guys that are not joining live, remember, you guys can always leave comments down in the chat. This one I went a little bit earlier than what I normally do. Sometimes it's nice to actually do it while it's still light out and all that. And then I can't wait myself to play this back because I want to see, is it better for me to do it when I still have daylight, or is it better in the evening? I like that a little bit further off in the evening, and I do it live, so it is more back and forth with you guys. But I'm trying to see, like, is it clearer? Can you guys see MJ when my head is not blocking it? Can you guys see him? Can you see him? Is it a better view, or is it okay when everything's dark and I just have on my fluorescent bulb like I normally do? You guys tell me. So let me exit out of here real quick, and I want you guys to take a look. You guys can take a look, which popped up before, so I think you guys kind of already took a look at my website. So let me get off of there. But if you guys have not checked it out already, like I said, it is LeilaMichelle.com. Can you guys see? I'm seeing like the little white specks because this light is bright. Kind of like, when somebody takes a picture or whatever, the flash is high, and then you start seeing like little dots and stuff. But I hope you guys can see this better than I can. But yeah, so on the side here is the menu where it has merch, media contact. Very soon, I do plan on adding to the available merchandise that you guys can purchase, support me. With it though, I know it's a little bit higher price than what I would like, but because of, the actual merchandiser or fuck. Sorry, you guys. I'm tired. Oh, and I'm using the expletives. You guys have to forgive me. But no, because of, it's through Spring Tea, but clearly the third party, me using a middleman, it gets priced a little bit higher. So sorry, guys. Hopefully I'll start, I don't know, maybe I'll throw in some smaller items that maybe I could price it at a little bit less. I don't know. But on there, you guys can find MJ merch, and then also merchandise that is related to other celebrities and entertainers. I do call myself a celebrity entertainment content creator, and that is not just to sound over the top. It's just because that is literally the type of content that I cover, which is mainly celebrities and entertainment. My YouTube just, kind of became my dedication to MJ, but that wasn't the intention to begin with. But as you guys can read in my bio, he's my favorite entertainer of all time, so it just kind of made sense. It just did. But if you guys check me out on other platforms, other media, like TikTok, while it's still up, I hate even saying that. I'm trying to breathe, lift my spirits. But while TikTok is still up, you guys can check out some of the content that I have uploaded over there. Even though I cover other celebrities, I do cover celebrities that somehow, in some way, shape, or form, loops in with Michael Jackson. I don't know. It just worked out that way. Not all, but there are a lot of videos on there, little short clips of celebs that are somehow connected, but there's also plenty of clips of Michael Jackson as well, some of his performances, some of his interviews, some rehearsals. You guys can check that out. And then, yeah, and then my Instagram, I recently started that back up. Prior to, I had that for a different project. So what I have up there is not a whole lot of posts, but please do feel free to follow me, support me on Instagram if you like. I'm trying to get more regular with the posting with that, because I used to be on it and then I fell off, and now I'm just trying to get back into the groove of regularly posting to my Instagram. But I do have some recent stuff on there. You guys can check that out. And then you guys can contact me. You can subscribe. If I move my big old head out the way, then you guys can subscribe there and it will ding my Gmail. And I check my Gmail all the time anyway. But that's one way. But you guys can also, if you actually click on contact, don't you guys love how I'm walking you through this like a nice little tutorial? If you click on contact, it does have my email address that I just gave you guys, which was the LeilaMichelle3@gmail.com. So you guys can check that out. And again, that's another way you could send me an email. If you fill this out, the message will go directly to, just like if you were to type in that actual email address. And then subscribe, you guys. And then last but not least, this was the TikTok page I was telling you guys about. Please check the stuff out while it's still up. Okay, that's all I can say. And I hate saying that, but we're just looking at some realities. I'm all about positive thinking, visualization, a lot of that stuff, but let's just keep it real. Okay, I'm gonna hit Google Translate later, okay? Google Translate later. That was in a different language, so I'm not sure what you said, but I will be replying back. I will reply back later. But thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know what the comment was. Okay, but do follow me on TikTok, Leila Michelle. Yep. And that's it for right now, you guys. This was kind of short but sweet, but I'm glad that I got back on here. Yesterday, you guys would have gotten a fresh live from me, but I was not feeling that good. I'm still not 100%, but I feel good enough to be on here. Yesterday, I felt like I was kind of coming down with something, so I don't really play with that, but I'm feeling better, so. All right, you guys, like I say, if you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button and then also ding that bell so that anytime your girl uploads, you'll be the first to know. And you can check out and come chat with me. And I will see you guys later. Bye. I'm gonna try to, if I could, can I get out of it? Oh, there's other comments. I didn't see it. Okay. But I'm trying to